I think now all of us, we all know the whole balloon story. The only thing we can, I would say, the only original thing we can say at the moment is that this is the empire that blew up a pipeline, the most egregious act of terrorism since 9/11, and it's the 9/11 undersea, in fact. And at the same time, they used a $400,000 missile to shoot a meteorological balloon. This is the empire you're dealing with. You know, it's self-explanatory, I would say, the whole thing.
But Blinken, he canceled his visit to China. I heard whispers that they weren't even expecting him. Is that correct?
Yes. The Chinese knew that this was not going to happen. The Chinese foreign ministry, which is extremely circumspect, of course, but they knew that Blinken was playing with, should I stay, should I go? They knew that something would come up and he wouldn't go. Especially Richard and all of you. They had nothing to talk about. Can you imagine Blinken sitting down with, well, every time that Blinken sits down with hardcore Chinese officials like Yang Jiechi, or Wang Yi, the former foreign minister, he is, they make shark's fin soup of him, you know, he's pathetic. So can you imagine he is in Beijing and the Chinese said, okay, what about these sanctions on semiconductors? What's your game? What is he going to say? Sorry, first of all, because he doesn't even understand.
He'll check back with them.
Exactly. And second, because he wouldn't have nothing to say. What would he say about Taiwan? He doesn't even understand the Taiwan dossier. Blinken knows nothing about China. Blinken, like all these neocons, they know, entre guillemets, as the French say, between commas, they know a little bit about Europe and maybe Eastern Europe. They know nothing about Eurasia and much less about China. Sorry, and how to deal diplomatically with China. So there was nothing to talk about. And obviously the Chinese can identify this miles away. So they said, no, he's not coming, and they're going to find a pretext. Nobody knew that the pretext would be something so stupid.
Yeah, I've never seen a foreign minister cancel a visit over a balloon. I mean, this is, you know, it's like an alternate reality or something.
Richard, we can expect anything from this collection of Straussian neocons, sub-neocons, neo-neocons, really? And neoliberal cons, in fact. You know, not only the toxic trio, but the people who are behind them. These are even more toxic, like Robert Kagan. You know, these people are much more toxic than the actors.
Yeah,
who are play acting in the Biden administration. There's nothing else you can expect from it. And you read the think tanks behind them. What our friend Ray McGovern brilliantly described as a MISI-MAT, the military, industrial, congressional, intelligence, academia, think tank, media complex.
It's quite the acronym, yeah.
It's quite the acronym. It's brilliant, isn't it? And what do they publish? The reports. How we can have the Atlantic Council in late October saying we have to go there and smash Russia, destroy everything. And we have the Rand Corporation 3.5 months later say, maybe this is not a very good idea. Maybe we should try to end this war as soon as we can, because our real war is against China. So how can you take these people seriously? They, of course, they take themselves seriously.
I'm sure
they have those meetings. They have these enormous papers with lots of experts. You know, spend 6 months drafting a paper, and then the paper lands on the cover of the Washington Post or Foreign Affairs, etc. They take themselves seriously, and they basically talk trash about stuff that they don't know, which is essentially the whole of Eurasia. And the Eurasian interconnections, and how Eurasia is being integrated little by little in different areas, relationship between Eurasia and Africa and Latin America. They don't know anything about that.
But they know about Taiwan, right? You know, so China's going to invade Taiwan. I'm telling you, Pepe.
They know everything about Taiwan and how we're going to support Taiwan, and Taiwan is going to smash any Chinese invading force. These people have never even been to Taiwan, Richard. They don't know, for instance, that most engineers working in Taiwan, they go back and forth in China and vice versa. They don't know that 50% of Taiwanese exports are to China. They don't know that the industries are interconnected. They don't know shit.
Yeah.
They don't even know that they speak the same language. Obviously, these people don't speak Mandarin, so they don't know that. With different accents, of course. So, so what do you expect from them? You know, so I would say that for all of us, independent journalists and analysts, we should concentrate on what the 88% of the world is doing and forget about these cycles. Forget about it. Okay, we register, of course, in a tweet, in one of your shows, in a paper, etc. Whatever. But we don't give too much importance because it's not important and it's not relevant. What is relevant, of course, is when their machinations are uncovered, which is the case of with Size Report. This is very important, but this is once in a blue moon. Most of their hidden machinations, or most of their covert ops, in fact, CIA covert ops, most of them are really, really invisible, and we only know what's going on much later.
Yeah.
So at least when they emerge, at least we can backtrack and, you know, rewind and tell the story. But it's not all the time. The rest of our time, I think we should dedicate to something extremely positive that is, I would say, it's happening for the first time in the past 250 years, which is the reemergence of Eurasia as the center of the geo-economic world.